So guys, we got another car, another Honda Element. I got a bunch of these in for some reason. I don't get any other Hondas. Like one or two Honda Civics. One's old, one's new. But they claim that, I guess it was bucking or something. Kind of have a feeling that this is going to be the same issue as the last one. So I'm going to get my scan tool connected here. It's really cold today, guys. It's like 15 degrees outside or something like that. So what are we at? 193,000 miles. I think they said the maintenance light came on too, so I'm gonna get this set up here, and then once it turns on and everything, we'll check this out. So guys, my scan tool didn't even boot up yet. I just figured I'd come up here and check the oil level. Look at this. Use battery terminals. Positive this time. We're gonna have to address that inside because it's probably gonna need a cap. Well, actually, we might be able to push this down once we clean that out, but I think we'll make a good enough connection for what we're doing. With the oil, didn't bring a rag with me, so it looked like there was oil in the stick. It's only been sitting for a couple minutes. Let's see if the scan tool's on. Scan tool is on. Let's see. Let's fire this up. See if we can make a quick and short one. Even though it'll probably take 40 minutes or so. Let's see, Asian. Honda. Okay, I think this is like a 2003 or 4. Most of these are 2003 or 4s. Can never tell the difference because I have a 2010 that comes in and looks identical, at least to me. I'm not a Honda expert. Do a health report. Scan tool should have an easy or hard one. Easy diagnostic or hard one. So you can just pick what you want for the day. So while this is scanning, I'm going to stop it and we'll come back. Bam. I'm going to pause it right here because it's taking forever. It's been like 5 minutes. I forgot that Hondas take forever to scan on these because it tries to use all these modules that aren't here. Let's go to a fault report. Abnormal behavior. Oh, look at that. Rocker arm pressure switch low. It's like deja vu. Let's see. So let's save this. Let's bring up our... I forget, can we go into live data here, or do we have to? I think we might have to go back. Well, we can. Read data stream. Automatic selection. Unselect. So, let's see. I've never used this to look at the rocker arms. Well, I never used any other tool but my snap on, so hopefully I picked the right PIDs. Something tells me we probably don't need those. Let's bring up RPM. RPM. It's under engine. Speed. Okay, so let's get a graph. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stop this since we're right here before I start it. And we're going to bring up screen recording for you guys. Hopefully it works. Okay guys, let's go back. There we go. Got you on screen recording, I think. So we're going to start this up. Oh man, bet you it's the battery. But that's weird though. Why is it? No, I think that might have been another issue. Because we didn't lose any power in here. We didn't even lose that in here. It just kept clicking like I heard relays, and they got this cover off down here. So I wonder if that's another problem. So we got our data showing up right here. Looks like we're still recording. So we're going to take this for a test drive, see what happens. Let's back up. Oh, and I want to record this on here too. So sorry about that stuff being on the screen, but I want to record it both ways so I have it. And it does have the maintenance required. I think that's to adjust the rocker arms. So maybe we'll do a video on that. I think in the last video I might have misspoke. I think the Vtec pressure switch goes to off when oil pressure goes up. Like once the rocker arm switch solenoid opens. Yeah, we didn't see a change there that I could see. So we'll go down to my loop. Oh, you know what? You guys never saw the video that I made because I didn't release it yet. Maybe we'll have two Honda Vtecs. Issues back to back. Usually it's the second failure of it not opening that it limits the Vtec. Once we come down here and if we get the red light, we'll look at the scan tool. But if this ain't... Oh, you know what? It did show off. Shows off right there. So it did cycle at least one time during that test drive. And it looks like the solenoid had went on. There's a lot of times that this might not act up till it's like warmed up. I'm sorry, made the scan data go the wrong way. There we go. there it goes. So we just hit it. Just depowered us. Let's get over. So guys, we got it to fail. So it worked at first and then it didn't. So we're gonna go back, we'll review the data that we got. I need to get a dyno so that I can do these tests without driving the car. Because when this is derated on this road, it is sketchy. So most of the time, like, depending on where it happens on that hill back there, like I've already counted that hill at like 15 miles an hour because it's how steep it is. When it derates you, you lose all your momentum. So there we go. Now we're doing 30 and like a 55 where everybody else is doing 70. Because now we're going to get passed like crazy. Ready to watch all the cars go by. And that was a cop. Okay, so we're back. Gonna get this inside. We'll look at our data. Actually, we might be able to look at our data right now. Let's see what they want us to do. Let's bring this up. I guess we'll look at this with both screens. Okay, we'll save that. Okay. I never used this to go back on data. Like, because we could go like that. Vtec solenoid. Vtec oil pressure switch. So that looks like it went on twice there, but the... Okay, let's go back to end. Yeah, let's see, data. Oops, wrong one. Sorry guys, I don't use this that much, and now I just exited it. Server settings? No. I really thought it was under data. Is it under profile? Yep. Exactly where I would look for it last. Select all. Okay. So now we can scroll through this, I think. Yeah, let's go to... Can we do combined? So right here is where it was limiting us. I don't see where it didn't like it. unless it might have been there. I don't know how you zoom in, or if you can zoom in. Well, it was probably right there where it didn't like it. So right at I bet you it was right there. It probably... Yeah, the pressure switch dropped off. Because right now our Vtec solenoid's on, but our pressure switch is off. And then it killed the Vtec solenoid. And shut Vtec off. Which that's what it was. It's kind of hard to tell, but we'll bring this inside. We'll do some other quick tests real quick. We'll go from there. So guys, this is how bad they were. You can see how nasty they are in there. It's pretty bad, so we're going to clean these up. We're going to get that corrosion out of there. And then we'll put them back on. And we'll clean that one up too. And then we'll proceed with our testing from there. So guys, I just did a battery and voltage drop test. I didn't voltage drop the starter, but there's all this hash. Usually when I see this hash, it's a bad starter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook the scope up before we go any farther. And we're going to measure the current going right to the starter and see if we have this hash on a normal scope screen. Because I think it might have bad spots, and I don't know if that's contributing to what's inside. Like when you turn the key, I don't know if that's just enough to get the starter to rock. But we're going to find out here. It's important to do this stuff because if you tell a customer, say, this ends up needing a valve in the back or whatever, and it needs like $300 or $400 to work, and then later they find out they needed a $200 starter, like a week later, they're not going to be too happy with you. So guys, I got the picoscope set up to the battery, got the amp clamper on the positive, connected to the battery, got it showing up here. So we're going to go and try to start this. You can see how it takes a few tries till it goes. There we go, we got it to start. Shut it off. First crank, nothing. Second, nothing. Third time. Now we'll come up and look at our scope capture. And I can tell you right now, it's already not looking good. So if we make these full screen, zoom in a little bit more. Look at that. That's a bad starter. See the dropouts? That right there. 100% bad starter. You can see as these come down, because it's drawing less current, the scale's in amps over here. So we're at 250 amps right here at this line. This is 320. So you can see our current drops off, our battery voltage goes up. So the starter has dead spots. Exactly what that is. Oops, go back. See that, how it's all hashy. That is all dead spots. This should be just smooth. You can see we're dropping all the way down to like 30 amps while this is cranking. That's not normal. We should be around like 100, 150 or so. Same with this capture right here. This is what's going to leave somebody stranded. So now I'm going to go back. We'll scope the sensor in the back. Well, we'll scope the oil pressure sensor and we'll scope the solenoid. We'll see what's going on back there. So guys, I'm going to try to record three things at once again. I'm going to try to do the Vtec test using a scan tool. Got the scope set up. I'm connected back here. It's probably a little hard to see. So I'm back probing the oil pressure switch with the blue trace. I got the red trace connected to the solenoid, which I could probably change that on the scope. And then I have my amp clamp. Probably hard to see, but the amp clamp is around the Vtec solenoid wires so that we can measure the current. But I think what we should do is, I'm worried my amp clamp might be upside down because I didn't look at the wire colors, but I think we should put this on B for our trigger, because B is the solenoid. So there we go. So we're going to go in the car, we're going to set up our Vtec test. Say Vtec. Oh, why does it say it failed? Let's load this Honda back up again. I wonder if I lost connection. Yeah, I bet you it was just a lost connection. Let's see. Okay, oh, and this is a 2003, by the way. System selection. Let's go under actuator test. Vtec. We're in park. Why does it say engine stall? Yes. Please start the engine. Keep it above 3,000 RPMs. Do we do that now? There we go. This mode terminated. Let's try it again. Vtec test. I wonder if I had the car off to start it. Did it just redo the test?
They got one that bolts on, and then the other one says an oil control valve. That looks like a coil pack.
Okay, now it says oil line blocked. Let's see. Let this run. See if it ran something. No, nothing ran. Try this again. So let's see. Wonder if the car has to be off for this. See, and then our starter acts up. Yeah. Yeah, that's not good. Let's see, what else can we do? Yeah, that's not what we want. Oh, back. Vtec. Let's try this again. I might have to get the snap one out for this. So do we press it again, or do we just let it sit here? I don't even think it's trying to turn it on. We might have to try the snap one. No, it's not working. Okay, so we got the scope back up. Let's see. So I got the snap one turned on. I didn't try anything yet, so let's see. I had this issue before, and it was the Zeus before that didn't want to do the solenoid. Okay, so it's automatic. Hopefully you guys can see this okay, because I'm not screen recording on the Zeus. Engine should not be running. This might be our problem. And now we're going to have issues starting it again, because we got a bad starter. Turn the ignition switch off. Oh, that might have been a problem too with the other one. Because the other one wasn't having me turn the ignition switch off. So we turn it on. Yes. Please start motor. Okay, so now we got to hold above 3,000 RPMs. Okay, test is normal, so let's check this out. So if we come back here and oh, it only captured it once. Looks like. So everything appears to be functioning good. Let's zoom this offset in on this a little bit. Okay, so we looked at that. So my amp clamp is upside down. So how much are we pulling here? We should be pulling, I think, around an amp. Maybe it's a half an amp. Okay, so my amp clamp must not be. I must be on the wrong scale or something. But let's look up here. I think these go to battery voltage. Yeah, so we got pulled up the battery voltage on that one. And this one. Went up to... oh, we're not... oh. What the hell did I pull the wrong cursor? This one we went up to battery voltage. So that looks good. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to take the valve off and inspect it. Looks like it's working electrically. So I think that's where we're at right now. So guys, I figured we'd do the test again. So we'll just run it again. I put my amp clamp around and I changed my scaling. Let's go down to a lower scale. Let's go down to 2 amps. We should zoom out. So there we go. Yep, accidentally drug that over. There we go. So we'll go back in. We'll run our test again. Let's go back into our Vtec test. So it's going to yell at us, or it should yell at us to shut the car off. Let the ignition switch off. Switched on. Hold it above 3,000 RPMs. Okay, let's go see what we got on our scope. So there we go. I think we pulled a half an amp. Which I think that's what I said we would probably pull. Okay, we pulled 3/4 of an amp. Wait, nope. Let's see. 800 milliamps. Oh no, wait. Yeah, 800 or so. Might be a little off, so it's probably around 3/4. These aren't dead center. Yeah, 800. So everything's working the way it's supposed to right now. So we're gonna pull this off. I bet you the screen's probably fogged. Could have just went there, but I figured I'd show how to do this, even though it's kind of dragging it out. So I'm gonna move my leads out of the way, then I'll pull the valve off. So guys, I wanted to show you a problem that I see with most of these when they come in with this issue. If you look in there, gets water inside and it starts corroding the pins and then causing problems. So I never really found too much of an issue with these getting corroded. Like they can usually be cleaned up pretty easily, but it's that sensor. And what I end up having to do is I usually end up having to replace that connector right here. I end up cutting this off, soldering on a new one, because this, whatever they use inside here, it gets real hard and brittle, and then it just lets moisture and it doesn't seal it. I've tried putting dielectric grease in these before and stuff like that, but it never stops it. It comes back. But I'm going to undo the 3 bolts. These are pretty easy to take off. It's like 3 bolts, and then we'll see what it looks like inside. So guys, I got the valve off. The screen doesn't look too bad from here. Like there's some stuff in there, but still see-through. But here, look at all that corrosion in there. And it's a little hard to tell here, but the sides of the pins are corroded too. There we go. Now you can see all the corrosion in there. We'll look at the other side. So this is definitely getting a new switch. Now, we can check the solenoid, at least mechanically, to see if it's like hanging up. So what you can do is, take your pick, you can carefully go in here. Yeah, right above this. And you can push down on it. Like that, make sure it's free. Or you can come down here and you can push straight on here. And you can move it a lot farther. You want to be careful that you don't damage it and put a burr or something. There you go. So you can see how far we can move it and it doesn't bind up. So that's good. And we'll come in here, see if we can pop this up a little bit. There we go. We'll look at our screen. Oh, now it's definitely dirty. I dropped it. But here's our screen. Let's see, can we hold this up to the light or anything? There you go. You can see some of the debris in there. It's a little hard because the flash is on, but yeah, you can see that. So we'll clean this up and we'll clean the valve and then we'll put a new switch on there and we'll see what happens. But yeah, actually, you know what, that is pretty caked up. I don't think that's enough though to cause the issue. Usually, actually, 2 or 3 cars that I've seen that had this issue were completely caked shut. But we'll do that. We'll put it back on. See what happens. Oh, and you can't get that connector back there from Honda. They don't sell it. From what I heard is if you have a friend that's in the Honda dealership, they'll cut one off like a used harness or something, but Honda doesn't sell connectors. And I can't find them aftermarket other than online from like eBay. So we'll get this cleaned up. We'll go from there. Okay guys, so I got the valve all clean. Gotta wait for the pressure switch to come in tomorrow. And we got the screen cleaned. Look at that screen. You can see it, like it's spotless now. So I won't put this back in until get a new valve, because I'll spray this port out, because there's a port that comes down. I don't know if it's this way it goes in and up. I don't know. But we'll worry about that tomorrow once I take this off. So guys, I put my oil pressure transducer in there, 300 psi. Just had the pressure sensor sitting there next to it, so the pressure sensor wouldn't read. So I did the same test again. So this is our current for the solenoid. It goes up, opens the solenoid, and the yellow is our pressure transducer. Let me minimize these down here. So let's move these out of the way. You can see our pressure went up to like 93 psi of oil pressure, so we got plenty of pressure going to it. Now you're not going to see any activity on the red trace because the red is our oil pressure switch, and that isn't connected right now. Like it's not connected to the oil passage. So if we look here too, you'll see our voltage went on to turn the solenoid on. So everything is good there. So our issue is with just the pressure switch. So I don't know if this new one is bad, if we have a wiring issue. So I'm going to get my probes and we're going to do a drag test and we'll see what happens. So guys, I want to show you something. So if I take these and slide it on these pins, going the right way, It fits snug on there, okay? Now, I got another pin that's like the same size. You can see it. Same size. Now if I bring that back here, see if I can show you guys this. Where's the connector? Here's the connector. Let's see. This. Sorry, there's like no room to like show you guys this easily. So now if I stick this, I can't really see, in here. This one has some drag, but this other side, it's hard to do this through the viewfinder. This side there's nothing, it just like falls out. Like it takes like very little pressure and it just comes out. So the pin tension is messed up in this. So I'm going to see if I can clean up the contacts with my tools for doing that and maybe spread the terminal a little bit, and then I'll have to order a new connector online to totally fix this car. So guys, I put my probes on the sensor right there, and then I teed them into the harness. So now we should have a good connection. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start this back up and we'll see how our test goes. Let me reset the Pico. Should just put a trigger on. There we go. So we'll go start this up. Sorry about the buzzers. Cleaning some injectors. Let's see. Here we go again with this stuff. Let's escape. Vtec test. Should have probably just had this off. Get back clear codes. Function test, Vtec. Do I have something else disconnected? Circuit high. Let me go check it. I'll be right back, guys. Okay, guys, so had a bad connection on the Vtec switch, so here we go. Let's see if we can do this. So we gotta get this car warmed back up. They warm up pretty fast. Alright, check out your light cam on. I think we got a bad connection still. So guys, for whatever reason, my piercing probes aren't working right, so I still have my probes going into the pressure switch, and then I front probe the connector with slightly larger probes that fit a little bit better, and we're going to try this. Go, come over. Let's see if we can do this. Yeah. system is working normal. We'll do this like 3 times. I remembered this time. There we go. We'll do it one more time. Okay, so that worked twice. Shut this off, see what we have going on up here. And look at that. Oh, did I just lose it? Oh, that sucks. Guess I'll do it one more time and get a good capture. So, I'll do it real quick and then I'll show you guys. Okay guys, so here's the capture. I really hate the spacebar on here for whatever reason. Like, it works when it wants to and then it, like, I don't know. It only does it with the Pico. It's the only time I have an issue. But you can see our red trace is our pressure switch. So that gets pulled down when it's an opposite of the solenoid. So this, oh, you know what? I'm hooked backwards. I'm sorry guys. So that's inverted. So that would get pulled up too, because it says negative 12 volts. I didn't realize it was connected backwards, but yeah, no big deal. So yeah, everything gets pulled up. So that confirms that it's our connector right there. That's the issue. So I'm going to see if I can space that out, and then we'll run this again and we'll see if it works. Like, I'm going to try to space out the terminal a little bit. Alright guys, so here's the plan. I'm going to solder some wires to this, and then I'll solder them to the harness. And we'll just leave the connector hang till I can get a new one in for the customer, so at least they can drive their car safely and reliably. So I'm going to get set up, solder this, and I'll show you guys what it looks like. So guys, I was going to go solder this. It's the terminal. That's the issue right here. I don't know if I'll be able to show you guys this. But look at that, we can move it around. This whole terminal, and it's down in. It's really hard. Let me see if I can put it in the vise real quick for you guys. Let's see. Let's see if we can do this. See, look, it fell over. It's this terminal. See how the other... There you go. This other one's like up high and solid. This one just moves all around. My God. So I'll get another one. So guys, I put a new switch in. I'm connected to the sensor. Can't really tell it's a new switch. Terminals aren't loose. They're different sizes on this one, because the other one had a slightly smaller terminal. So we're going to try this again. So I got the car warmed up. So let's shut it off. Oh, and this also needs an ignition switch, because I realized I didn't mention it earlier, I don't think. But when you, like, if I turn this ignition switch and wiggle it, it'll start. But let's go up to 3,000. There we go, system checks normal. Shut it off. We'll do this test again. We'll do it 3 times and then we'll take it for a road test. Okay, so that time it was good. Do it one more time. There we go. Now let's go look at our scope. I'll shut this off. Let's go see. And look at that. Stop this. You can see we have really good control. Our switch is working. And so you guys can see how putting on a part that's bad, you can create your own problem and headache on top of already knowing what the problem was. So there we go. So I'm going to get these, I'm going to put liquid electrical tape on these holes, the small holes, and get all my stuff off and cleaned up. We'll go for a test drive, and probably in, I don't know, a week or so, I'll put a new connector on there for them. So guys, I just took it for a test drive around the block, and you can see right here where the switch, started cutting in and out, and then it put the check engine light on and disabled Vtec. So it's still acting up. I'm going to see if I can make a connector or something for this so that it's at least drivable. So guys, what I did was I put 2 of the waterproof spade terminals on there, and I squeezed them a little closer together so that they grab on tight, and then I got liquid electrical tape on where I soldered. So I'm going to take this for a test drive. I'm going to let this hang here for now until I get done with the test drive, make sure everything's good. Then I'll zip tie this up out of the way and put some more. I'll put another coat of liquid electrical tape on it. Just want to make sure that it works first. So here we go. So guys, I'm out on the test drive. Everything seems to be working great. I can't record much. There's way too much traffic because it's like, I don't even know. I think it's like 3:30, 4 o'clock. For some reason, we're in like heavy traffic. But you can see the pressure switch is working fine. I tried recording it earlier, but as soon as I went out for the test drive down the street, the Zeus said 7%, and then it shut off. So right now I'm charging it back up. So I think I had the tool on all day. I think it's been on since like 9 o'clock in the morning. But pressure switch is working great. We can easily go into Vtec. There we go. So I'm just going to drive it around, set the monitors, and we'll head back to the shop and do our emissions test. So guys, took it for a drive. Everything's perfect, turning on the way it's supposed to. No check engine lights. you guys can see that. Hang on, I gotta pull in the shop. But yeah, no lights. Everything's good to go. Let's save this. Let's go back. Let's go under troubleshoot, or no, generic functions, readiness monitors. There we go. Let's see when this loads. Monitors complete. No. Let's see. Should have it all but the evap. Yep, everything's done but the evap. So I'm going to do a emissions test on this, and this is done. So there you guys go. I hate those connectors for those oil pressure switches. This is probably going to be like the 5th or 6th one that I've had to replace the connector on, because they're causing problems. So I'm going to go put some more liquid electrical tape on there, and then I probably either tape it or zip tie it to the side a little bit. So like a week or so we'll change the connector. So hopefully you guys like this. I know I didn't do any screen recording, but it's been really hectic here with things. So see you guys later. So guys, I just went to add in. This is what I did. That's what it looks like. And then I just zip tied it to the, I think it's a throttle cable? No, power steering line. So that ain't gonna move anywhere because it's bolted to the valve cover. So that should hold it up out of the way. Should be good to go for a few days.